When you start thinking about moving to France, it's not necessarily straightforward how to get really good information about this. This video is about some of the common places that we see people look and what you should be aware of when using each method to make sure that you're getting accurate, useful information.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Raina.
I'm Jason.
We are Baguette Bound. On this channel, we talk about helping Americans move, adjust, and enjoy life in France. Okay, so we've got 4 places that are really common places to get information. And we're going to talk about each one, some of the issues there can be with it, and how to kind of help mitigate these so that you can use it. Yeah, exactly. How to use them better. So the very first one, which has become very popular this year.
So popular.
AI chatbots.
AI chatbots, ChatGPT, large language models. There's
Gemini.
There's a bunch of them now.
Yeah. So the problem with these is they only can access what's already on the internet.
Right.
And not necessarily discern which of those things are accurate or not. And the other thing we notice is because a lot of things in France sometimes are like different in practice and a lot of things are not on the internet in France, it can be a little bit like living in the 90s still. There's a lot of relationship-based things. Yeah. That's just like all missing often. So I think it's dangerous to feel that you're getting all of the information or the best information or the information that's maybe you don't know what's missing.
Yeah, I think the conclusions that it gives sometimes may be missing important facts, nuance, details of your situation.
Yes, well said, Jason.
And it doesn't know how to pull those things together because it just doesn't know your situation.
Exactly.
It can't re-ask you certain questions.
And you may not know all of the parts of your situation to give it because this is like a brand new frontier. That's why you're using this. And so there can be important bits that you may just not know are important to give it also to give the answer. So
it's not that you can't use it though.
Right. But
so what can you do?
Yes. Okay. When you get information from it, one thing that we found to be really helpful is to ask it for resources so that it can point you back to the specific source material you might need. Because this is where it's really hard, right? You've got to be, this is often in French, you're going to have to translate it. So it's really hard for you to search for it when you don't know what you're searching for. So you can use it to actually help lead you back to something that you can verify yourself.
The source material.
And check directly. Also, I would say never trust it for legal or tax advice. Because again, these are like complicated stuff that have a lot of nuance to how things are applied in practice, very small differences that can mean a big difference for your situation. And so I think that's definitely one place where it can lead you down the right track to be able to ask questions, but especially in legal and tax spaces, find a professional.
Hire a professional to help you with those.
Right. Yeah. Next up. Facebook groups. Yes. Yeah. So I don't make any secret of the fact that I am not a fan of Facebook. Feels like it's a place that can easily get pretty toxic these days. I will say though, Facebook expat groups are huge in France and they are such a great way to connect to other people who can help you find on the ground information that's really specific to a geographical area in France that I still don't know any other way to do. The
localized nature of some of these Facebook groups is awesome because you just can't find enough information about a specific region, a specific department, a specific village, and all the details in there. But you can find them often in these local groups.
And you still want to do your due diligence. I have noticed that sometimes recommendations for people to work on your house or translators or local people, these aren't always people that the person recommending it has actually used. They're friends with that person, which there's nothing wrong with. I like to promote my friends. But I think one caution when you're getting recommendations like this is to ask like, oh, do you live at that place? Because I've also seen lots of people give information about places that they have heard things about, but never lived there. Poor Marseille, it gets picked on all the time, or other places that people are like, well, I've heard this about that, but they haven't actually lived there. So you want to ask, did you use this service? And did you live there? The other thing is there's a few really popular, really big Facebook groups, which I think is an amazing, that they're kind of like general moving to France Facebook groups, which is an amazing place to just like hear other people's experience, get some validation. Like, again, I think, especially when you don't have anyone around you in your real life who might be doing this, it's a place to find some support in the process, right? Before you've gotten here. But also, it can be like the blind leading the blind by no fault of anyone's own, because most people just have their own experience.
Yeah, that's certainly a danger, especially the more technical something is, the more detailed something is, the more nuance there is to something. Someone sharing their own experience is wonderful, but it can be a mistake to just assume that this person may have the exact same background, the exact same details, the exact same inputs going into whatever this question is that you have. Maybe they don't, and maybe their experience is not a good reflection of what you will experience when you go through whatever you're asking about.
Right. So again, like if it's a technical thing, it's one thing just sharing experiences, but if it's a technical thing, you really want to, if someone's telling you this is the way it is, if they can point you again to source material or a professional they consulted or something more concrete that you can like kind of dig in and verify and just take that as being pointed in the right direction, I think that is like the most solid way to do due diligence with that.
Yeah,
but
sure.
They are pretty, it's a great on the ground resource.
Method number 3, YouTube. YouTube's wonderful.
It's wonderful. There's no problems at all with YouTube.
Just keep watching.
Yeah. So
one problem, as creators ourselves here on YouTube, it's impossible, just impossible to include everything in a video that might be limited by your personal experience. There's
Every
just too many things to
every
cover.
situation.
We try to give a lot of good information, cover a lot of scenarios, but we can't include everything. And a lot of things are excluded when we talk about a topic.
Right, because like keep in mind, YouTube is at its heart an entertainment platform, right? I mean, people are coming here. Yes, you want to learn things, but you probably also want to be entertained. And no one will watch. If we put every single thing in every single video we could think of, every video would be 3 hours and no one would watch them.
Sometimes we have like a 400 bullet point list to cover and we can't talk about all this.
And you'll see things in the comments sometimes where people are like, what about this? And that's why, right? Because it is impossible in 6 minutes or 12 minutes or 15 minutes to cover all that. So just know that it's probably often an introduction to the subject.
Sure.
And if it's something really relevant to you, you're going to want to dig in a little more. Again, like source material. Also, a caution, sometimes with YouTube videos, we hear what we want to hear.
Yeah, we've had more than one kind of consult scenario where we're working with someone individually, talking to them, and they share what they heard on another video. Sometimes it's what they heard on one of our videos.
Yeah, or one that I've seen.
Yeah. And we've gone like, well, that's not exactly what they said. Let's go back and figure this out.
Right.
So do be careful. Sometimes you do hear what you want to hear.
It's human nature, right? Especially when there's like lots overwhelming. So, I mean, one thing you can do is, try and watch a large breadth of videos and a lot of them, honestly, because then you can start to see things that seem consistent throughout videos. Especially maybe, hopefully, we try to do this like bringing in people that have very specific situations that you might see yourself in, because that information is more likely to be applicable. And, in the end, this is like sometimes it's a trailhead. You find out something and you're like, oh, that might apply to me. I probably need to do more searching on that. Number 4 is consult calls with relocation companies. These can be super informative.
Absolutely.
Right? And if you're looking for services, part of the point of the call is to figure out, does this person have the services you need to help you? Right? And at the same time,
going into these, you need to be aware, is this purely a consultation designed to help you, or is this a sales call designed to find other services that they can provide for you?
Right. Yeah. So both are fine, but you want to kind of know going into it. And if the person is recommending other professionals, do they have a financial incentive to recommend those people? That, again, is very normal in business, right?
Yeah.
Like if one person is doing marketing for another business, then it's very normal to compensate them for that. We feel like because one of our core services is offering consultations and you are paying us for advice, we actually don't accept any commissions from the professionals that we recommend, just because I feel like whether we are aware of it or not, what I worry about is that
it's impossible not for it to influence.
Influence, right, yeah. And so I think, again, like those things are very normal in business, but I think it's fair to be informed about.
It's not a red flag, but it's just something to be aware of when you're going through this discussion.
Right, exactly. And you can get a lot of great information from many of these companies, even during this, call, which is maybe more of a sales call, but you just want to be aware that the other person has an agenda too, right? With a specific way to solve your problems. Although you may learn a lot in those calls. All right, so 4 places that are great for gathering information, and also a few filters that you should put them through first.
Sure, and it's amazing, you know, there's a lot more information out there right now, even so much more than when we started this channel 3 years ago.
It's pretty crazy now, huh?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But for better or worse, the bar to get information out there and onto the internet is pretty low, right? Let's be honest here. We can say anything we want and post it.
People on the internet. So wherever or whoever you're learning from, just sort of take this questioning approach, including us, right? Asking, like, does this make sense with what else I've seen? Does it align with what I already know? Does the person who's giving this to me have some other incentive? So, you know, just a little prudence and caution can go a long way.
It can really take you a long way. And if people make it sound too easy to be true, definitely be aware of what they're trying to accomplish.
That thing your dad always told you, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. It's still true.
But there's a ton of resources out there, and you can figure this out. You can do it. Thousands of people are doing it every year, and you can accomplish this too.
Exactly. Just keep watching our channel.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
A bientôt.